Hi guys, this is gonna be a get ready with me video, so if you guys would like to see me getting ready, just keep on watching. It's not a tutorial, by the way, okay, but I am gonna tell you guys what products I'm using just in case you guys want to know. Okay, so I start off with the Yes to Grapefruit Correct and Repair mist. This thing is bomb and it smells really bomb as well. It's just like a toner, so yeah. This thing smells so good. You guys can get this at Target, by the way. So I just kind of let that like dry and let it like soak in my skin so it does its job. So the next thing I do, I moisturize. Make sure to always moisturize. Skincare is very important, and it makes your makeup apply so much better. So yeah, make sure to moisturize every day. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys a story when I had a stalker in college. So okay, I applied the moisturizer, so now I'm gonna apply a primer. This is a Wet n Wild primer based tint. Is that how you say it? I don't know, but yeah, this is really good. This is a really good primer, and this thing's only like $3. So if you're in the budget, girl, pick this thing up. Even if you're not in the budget, get this. It's bomb. Okay, so when I got out of high school, I signed up for college like right away. So I was a full-time student, you know. Okay, I was a full-time student and I signed up for this class. It was a Chicano Studies class. I think it was Chicano Studies 101, I believe. I don't know, but it was really interesting. It was really interesting. I love that class. The thing I didn't love is that I had this stalker in my class. I didn't know I did until, you know, like the incident happened. One day the teacher made us, I don't know, have assigned seats. I don't know why. We're in college. We should be able to pick our seats, you know? But no, she didn't think that. And okay, I'm gonna do my foundation first. So I'm gonna put this concealer. It's a Gotcha Covered by NYX. It's really good. Okay, so she basically picked our seats, right? And I sat, okay, so this stalker kid sat in front of me and I sat in the back of him. I didn't think nothing of it because obviously I didn't know anyone in the class. The teacher made us go around and like say a little bit about ourselves. You know, like the basics, like your name. Oh, she made us say like why we signed up for that class. You know, I just said, oh hi, my name is Wendy, I'm 18 years old. Oh yeah, she made us say our name. So yeah, I just said, oh hi, my name is Wendy, I'm 18 years old. And yeah, and then I add this concealer, like I drag it down. And when everybody finished going around and saying a little bit about themselves, this kid like kid, you know, like turns around so fast after the teacher's done talking. He's like, you're 18 years old? I was like, yeah. He's like, you are such a baby, because mostly everybody in that class was older. I don't know why. I don't think it was an advanced class at all, but everybody was older, because when everybody was going around saying their age, everybody was like in their 20s. So you know, everybody was a little older. And then he's like, you're 18 years old? I was like, oh yeah. And then he's like, oh, you're such a baby. And I just like kind of laughed, even though that wasn't funny, but you know. And then he kept asking me questions throughout the day about the class, which it wasn't a hard class, so I don't know why he had so many questions, but he did. So when class was almost over, he turns around and he's talking to me about like the homework assignment, which wasn't hard. It was just like to read articles, and yeah, so it wasn't hard at all. And then he's like, oh, I got stuck on this homework assignment, do you think you can help me? I was like, what do you need help on? And then he's like, well, do you think we could meet up after school? I was like like truthfully, I was going home, but I was like, oh no, sorry, I have another class right after this, so that is not possible. But I was just bullshitting him because he was a little weird. He was already giving me those like weird vibes. Okay, next I'm gonna do foundation. I'm gonna do these two. This is 108 and 106. I mix the two foundations just to get the perfect color, you know. So yeah, I mixed 108 with 106. Okay, so I told him, oh no, I'm sorry, I can't like hang out with you to like, you know, help you on your homework. I am very sorry. And he's like, oh, it's fine, maybe we can meet up tomorrow. I was like, oh yeah, for sure. Totally kidding. And he's like, okay, since you can't help me do my help me in person, do you think I could have your Facebook so we can talk about the homework assignment? I was like, yeah, I don't use my Facebook anymore. And then he's like, oh, it's fine, I'll just look for you and add you. I was like, what the heck? I was already creeped out. I was like, okay. I was like, well, you know, you have a nice day. And he's like, oh, thanks, you too. So at that time, I didn't have a car, and I took the Sprinter. So I took the Sprinter home, right? And as soon as I got home, I was just, you know, chilling, like checking like my social media and stuff. I checked my Facebook, and what do you know? I have a friend request from this kid. And I was like, that is so weird. Didn't I just like lie to you and tell you that I didn't use my Facebook, but you go add me? Weird. And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna accept his friend request, right? But you know, you guys know on Facebook, you guys can still send messages even though you're not friends. Yeah, so now I'm gonna blend out my foundation with this stippling brush, and then I'm gonna, so there's no lines or streaks, I'm gonna finish blending it with the beauty blender. The booty blender, just kidding. So yeah, so he sends me a friend request. I don't accept it because, you know, that's a little weird. But he decides to send me a message, and then he tells me, he's like, oh, I just want to let you know that you are so pretty, and I want to get to know you. And he's like, do you have a boyfriend? I didn't have a boyfriend at that time. I was like, no, but I'm talking to someone. But I wasn't talking to anyone. I just didn't want him to, you know, be like, so, you know, start talking to me like that. So yeah, he was telling me all these kinds of things, and he's like, as soon as I saw you, you know, I thought you were really cute and stuff like that, you know, like trying to flirt. I was like, yeah, I'm not having it. And then I was like, oh, thanks. I just put oh, thanks in the period. And then he's like, oh, I don't want you to get offended or anything, and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, I gotta go, bye. And then he's like, oh, can I have your number? Can I have your number, because I need help with my homework. And I was not trying to be mean. I was like, you could just tell me here, you don't have to have my number. And he's like, but texting you would be so much easier. I was like, boy, if you don't stop. And I was like, oh no, I'm sorry, like I don't give out my number like that. And then he's like, oh yeah, it's fine, I understand. You guys know what this creeper does? He goes on my friends list, and he messages one of my friends and tells them that I said that they could give him my phone number, which I never said. That was a big lie. I never told him that. And he goes and tells my friend that I said that it's okay for them to give him my phone number. So he gets my phone number, and I get a text later that day. I got a text, and I was like, I'm gonna flip my septum because I don't want it to get it. I don't want it to have makeup on. So I get a text later that day from a number I don't know. So I was like, what the heck? Like, what is this? You know, it's him. Well, I don't know if it's him until he tells me. I'm like, yeah, who's this? And then he's like, oh, it's so and so from class. And I was like, how did you get my number, right? Like, that is weird. And then I was like, oh, hi. And then I asked him, because that's weird. I'm like, oh, how did you get my number? I'm like, I didn't give it to you. And then he's like, oh, you know, I asked one of your friends. I was like, you asked one of my friends for my number. I'm like, if I told you that I didn't want to give my number out, you should have respected that. And he's like, oh, yeah, I know, but I'm sorry. Do you forgive me? I was like, well, you already have my number, so whatever. And then he's like, oh, well, can you help me with my homework? I was like, oh, what do you need help on? Like, kid, it's not that hard. Just read the freaking article. And then he's like, oh, well, I don't want to bother you. Let's just meet up tomorrow in the morning. And I was like, yeah, no, I can't. And then he's like, oh, you can't? And he kept asking me, like, he was being very annoying at this point. And he's like, well, if you can in the morning, can you have, like, during lunch, like, during your, like, break and stuff? I was like, no. I was like, I have to go, like, pick up something during lunch and stuff, you know? I was, like, trying to figure out excuses. He wasn't getting the clue, like, you know, like, you would think people would get the clue, like, when someone doesn't want to talk to you, like, they get the clue, like, oh, this girl doesn't want to talk to me, I should just leave her alone. He didn't get the clue. Remember to drag your foundation down your neck so you don't look like a bobblehead. But if you want to look like a bobblehead, then that's fine. That's fine. That is totally fine. And I also like to drag my foundation up to my hairline just so it doesn't look like I'm wearing like a mask, you know? Okay, so I am done with my foundation. Oh, I did 2 layers because it is drugstore foundation, so I don't feel like I have the best coverage. And I really like full coverage. Okay, and then I'm gonna add more concealer. I put a lot of makeup on, by the way, so just letting you guys know. So we had a class the next day, right? I ignored him. Like, I ignored his text because he kept blowing up my Facebook, blowing up my phone, like, calling me. Like, you're really gonna call me? Like, are you serious? And I don't know. If you guys like know me in person, I don't like confrontation. Is that how you say it? Yeah, I don't like that at all. So I get really nervous when it's in those kind of situations. So I don't know when to tell someone to stop. I get like really like, I don't know, like I get very bad anxiety like doing stuff like that. So I don't like when I don't like something. I just kind of, you know, like play it off like I don't mind, but I actually do mind, because I don't know, I just don't like being mean to people or hurting people's feelings. But this guy was like being really annoying. Like, I even told my mom about it. I was like, Mom, there's this kid, like, he won't leave me alone. And she was like all like kind of scared. She's like, well, like, you need to tell him to leave you alone, because if you don't tell him, he's gonna think like, oh, it's okay, you know, it's okay to be doing that. And obviously it was not okay. It was not okay to be doing that. So I don't know why he was doing that. Like she's right, like I should tell him. And I was planning this whole like scenario in my head of me telling him next day in class, because I had a class Monday through Friday. So I had a class Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So it was a Friday, and I was like planning this whole thing. I was gonna tell him like, dude, you need to stop, you know. But no, I chickened out. So I walk in the class on Friday, and I was like dreading going to that class because I didn't want to talk to him, and then I didn't want to have to explain myself why I wasn't answering his texts and stuff. Yeah, I was dreading it. So I just walked into class and like pretend I was like, you know, just like listening to music. I put my earphones on and stuff. I was walking into class, like he was just staring at me. I was like, oh, are you serious, dude? Just leave me alone. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, guys, I'm a friendly person, but when people give you like really bad vibes and like creeper vibes, then yeah, no. Like, if you would have like talked to me in a different way, not be like, you know, like so weird, then maybe, you know, we could have like been homies in class. But no, he was, you know, weirdo and getting my phone number without my permission, which was totally weird. Okay, so you guys know how I told you that he was like calling me and stuff. So when I sit in class, like he turns around and he's like, oh, so why haven't you answered my calls? Like mad, you know, like with this attitude. I was like, excuse me, sir. Okay, so I'm gonna set my concealer or bake, whatever you guys want to call it. like this. Setting the concealer, it's good because your concealer doesn't go anywhere, you know, and when you set it, it stays where you want it to stay. Yeah, so he was like giving me attitude and stuff, like you know, like, who are you to tell me, why are you getting mad at me that I didn't answer, like, boy, bye, you know? Like, yeah, so he was catching an attitude, and I was like, dude, you're tripping. And then still I was still being nice, and I'm like, oh, like, I lied, I was being nice when, like, lying to him. I was like, oh, my phone doesn't work. And right when I said that, you guys, I got a text, and I was like, oh my god, I felt so like a liar, and I was like, oh, I felt embarrassed. I was like, dude, are you serious? Like, and then he just like looked at it. He didn't tell me anything, but he just like looked down on my phone. I was like, you know, and stuff. But and I still wanted to tell him, you know, I wanted to like be like, dude, like, can you leave me alone, please? But I didn't. My dumbass didn't. I think if I would have like told him like leave me alone, then maybe like, you know, he would have stopped being a creep and like left me alone. But I didn't, and that was my fault. I should have told him. I was going home, and then I was like, I always had my earphones on and stuff, and I was like walking to the Sprinter, you know, just waiting for it to come, so I can go home and stuff. And I just like, I was walking, minding my own business, and I just feel like a tap on my shoulder. Like, I turn around, and then it's him. What do you know? And then he's like, oh, where are you going? And I was like, home. And then he, because you guys know that Sprinters like leave you off, like leave you like in different stops, like, you know. And he's like, oh, what stop are you like, are you gonna get off on? And I was like, I didn't want to tell him because I didn't want him like to have like a clue like what stop I was gonna like get off at, because I don't want like him to know like where I lived or anything, because where the stop is by my house, like, it's really close to my house, so I didn't want him to like follow me or anything. So I was like, I kind of like acted stupid, and like I didn't answer his question. And he's like, I was like, oh, well, I'm like, oh, bye, well, like, the Sprinter got here. He's like, no, I'll go with you. I was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, oh no, it's okay, like, it's fine, because he had told me he lived in Vista, and there's two Sprinters. One goes this way and one goes that way. I was going that way. He was going this way. I'm like, no, it's fine. Don't you like live in Vista? Like, you need to get in that that Sprinter. And he's like, no, it's fine. You know, it's fine. I was like, it's okay. Like, no. And then he's like, and he didn't listen to me. He got on. And I was like, are you serious, dude? Like, so yeah, he got on the Sprinter with me, and I was like, okay, you know, like, I wanted to give him clues. I didn't want to sit next to him, so I just put my earphones on again and went to go sit down. Like, I went like kind of the opposite direction, but this boy followed me. I was like, and like, a tip I have for you guys: make sure your contour is kind of like a gray tones. Gray tone is meant to hide stuff. So obviously, you know, like, here I want to make my face look thinner, so I'm gonna use a gray contour color, so, you know, my face looks thinner. Don't really try to use like an orangey, don't try to contour with a bronzer, because bronzers are on the orangey side, and that's not gonna make your face look thinner and stuff, you know. So make sure your contour color is like a gray color. Okay, so I get to sit down, and like he sits next to me and stuff, and like I felt like really rude too, because I just had my earphones on when he was trying to talk to me, but, you know, like, I didn't want to talk to him, you guys. And then I felt so uncomfortable that I got off a stop before my actual stop, and I'm like, oh, bye, I have to leave. And then he's like, oh, really? I'll get off with you, like, I'll walk you to your house. I was like, no, I'm good. My mom's gonna pick me up. And then he's like, okay, well, I'll see you in class. I was like, okay, bye. That was annoying, because then I had to like wait for another Sprinter and then pay another like ticket to go back home, and I had to wait like 30 minutes, you know. And then like I was on the phone with my mom, and then she's like dude, that's crazy, like he can't be following you like that and stuff. And she was like really mad and stuff, and she's like, if you don't tell him something, I'm gonna tell him something. And my mom's crazy, so she probably would. She's not crazy, but like she's very overprotective over like me and my sisters, so like I'm pretty sure she would have said something. But I was like, nah, it's cool, like I'll tell him, like I'll tell him over text or something, you know. He texted me that day, and then he tells me as when I get home, I read the message, and he's like, hey, he again tells me, he's like, oh, I think you're really pretty and stuff. And he's like, since you don't have a boyfriend, he's like, and I don't have a girlfriend. I was like, okay. He's like, I feel like he's like, do you think you could give me a chance? I was like, that is the last thing I want to do. And then he tells me, you know, like, oh, like, can you give me a chance and stuff? And then that's when I told him, like honestly, I was like, no, I'm not interested, like, you know, I'm not interested, but I do ask you if you could leave me alone, please. Like, I don't know why you're like calling me, blowing up my phone, texting me like if I was like, you know, your girlfriend or anything. Like, you need to leave me alone. And then he's like, why? He's like, I just, you know, want to get to know you. I was like, well, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I was like, I told myself I need to be a little mean, or else he's not gonna get the point, you know. So I was just like, no, I'm sorry, like, you need to leave me alone. I'm like, you need to leave me alone. I'm like, this is the last time I tell you. I'm like, leave me alone. And then he's like, oh, okay, fine. He just put okay, fine. And I was like, okay, like, cool, like, this is gonna be the end of it. Like, he's not gonna bother me anymore, you know. He didn't text me for like 2 days. I was like, yes, you know, finally you got the clue, boy. Okay, so now I'm just gonna wipe away the powder. Make sure when you do this, don't do it so rough. Have a very, very gentle hand. Well, during that time in college, I got sick for like, I got really sick, so I couldn't go to class and stuff. And I guess we had to do a project, and it was a group project. It was like a 2-person project. So it was you and another partner. And you guys, oh my gosh, you guys know what he did? Since I was not there, he told the teacher, he's like, oh no, it's fine, like, I'll be her partner, like, you know. And I wasn't in class to like say, oh no, I don't have to be my partner. But yeah, he volunteered to be my partner, and the teacher thought that was really, really nice of him, because he was thinking of me when I wasn't in class. And then like when I go to class, like the next time, the teacher tells me, oh, like, so and so volunteered to be your partner, you know, that's really nice. He, you know, like, he has your back, don't even worry, and stuff. Because you guys know, like, if you miss a class in college, like that's not good, because one, you're paying for it, and like, you know, like, college can be a little hard. Well, that class wasn't that hard, but you know, she tells me like, oh, like, you know, he volunteered to be your partner, so you have a partner. I was like, I wanted to cry. I was like, I wanted to tell her, like, dude, like, no, like, he's bothering me, like, tell him to back away. I felt very like vulnerable at that time, because I didn't know what to do. Like, I already told him to leave me alone, and he still doesn't listen to me. And I don't know if he thought like he was slick, that I wasn't gonna find out that he volunteered himself to be my partner or whatever. But like, you know, like, yeah. So now I'm gonna set my face with MAC Studio Fix and NC42. I'm gonna set my whole face. Yeah, so he thought he was slick, and I wasn't gonna know, but obviously, you know, the teacher told me. He's like, he tried to be slick again, and he's like, well, he's like, for your convenience, we can go to your house and work on your project, on the project. And I was like, no. I was like, if we're gonna have to do the project, you know, like, whatever, like, I can't do anything about it, because, you know, my grade was on the line too, and it was like a big project. I was like, we're gonna work together, we're gonna work in the library at school, where I'm not going to your house, you're not coming to my house, so don't get any ideas. And then, you know, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna go to your house. And this time I was mad. I was already mad, so I didn't care about being nice anymore. I was like, I just want to get this done, and like, after this, like, you need to leave me alone. And then he's like, yeah, don't even worry, like, you know, I was just thinking about you because I didn't want you to get a bad grade. Like, bullshit. Like, I could have been partnered with someone else, like, but you had to go and choose me when I don't want you to do that, you know. So we did the project, whatever. Like, he kind of left me alone for a while, but I guess, like, at this point, like, you know, he was like, yeah, he kind of got the clue. So like a month passed, right? A a month passed, and I never saved this guy's number. So a month passed, like nothing happened, so it was cool. Like, you know, I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, okay, this guy left me alone. Like, cool. Like, nothing's gonna happen. Okay, so I did my eyebrows and my blush and my highlight off camera just because it was gonna take a long time. And excuse my eyebrows, right now they look, I don't like how they look. It's because I went to go get them done at this like new place, but the lady like them up, so like now I have to wait until like grow them out because she like did them really uneven. That's why I don't know if you guys can tell. Like, yeah, you can tell. Like, I hate them right now, but whatever. I was telling you, like a month went by and nothing happened until one day like I got a text like from a number, and like I told you guys I didn't save his number, so I didn't know who it was. And then it said, oh, I saw you walking. I just said, I saw you walking. And then I was like, what the heck? That's weird, you know, like getting the text and someone telling you I saw you walking. So I got creeped out, and then like it clicked, like it's him, like he's the one like telling me that, you know. So I just apply this on my eyelids. Yeah, so I got that text, and I was like, you know, when it clicked, I was like, it's him. Like, dude, he's like, he messaged me again. I showed my mom the text, and then she's like, that is so creepy. Like, who is that? And I told her, I was like, I think it's the guy. Like, you know, I think it's the guy that was bothering me. And then she's like, that is not okay. Like, he's sending you stuff like that, and now he sees you walking. And the only time I would walk in the streets would be going from my school to my house, or my house to my school. So like obviously he saw me walking to my house, which was really creepy. And I was like, he better not know where I lived. He better, like, you know, not have followed me home. When I had class, I told him, I'm like, I showed him the text. I'm like, did he text me this? And then he's like, oh yeah. He's like, I saw you walking. He's like, oh, like jokingly, he's like, I know where you live. And then like I'm like, where? Because I thought he was just like, you know, kidding with me, like trying to scare me. And then like he described, you know, he told me like basically like how my house looked like and stuff. And I was like, this is so crazy. I told him, if you don't leave me alone, I'm gonna tell someone. I'm like, 'cause that's not okay. I'm like, I tell you to leave me alone, you don't leave me alone. You know, I'm trying to be cool about it and not be scandalous about it. I'm like, but you really need to leave me alone. And then he's like, why? Like again, he's like, why can't you just try to be my friend? Like, I'm like, no, I don't want to be your friend. Okay, so now I'm gonna get a brush like this, and when you put concealer on your eyes, you have to set, because if you don't set, it tends to crease, because concealer is creamy, so throughout the day it's gonna crease. So I'm just gonna get like a white eyeshadow, and just not white, but like a eyeshadow close to my skin color, and just set the concealer. So like, yeah, I told him like, you need to stop, or I'm gonna tell someone. And then he's like, you're making it such a big deal. Like, it's not even a big deal. Like, you know, I was like, it is a big deal because you are like harassing me, and like you need to stop. Like, you don't know when to stop, do you? And like he just like kind of stayed quiet and stuff. But after that, like he got the clue, and that's when it stopped. And that was the story of when I got stalked in college. And this whole thing lasted like for about like 3 months. And oh yeah, by the way, I dropped that class. Not because like I didn't like it, it's just because he was in that class, and I couldn't like stand like, you know, being in that same room with him, because he made me feel like very uncomfortable. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna stay in this class. So I just switched classes. But that is so creepy. Do you guys like this? Look, I got this at the 99-cent store. My boyfriend got it for me, and it's so cute. It's for my I'm gonna put my eyeshadow brushes in there, because the one that I have is like full, and I need a new one. And this one's so adorable. I think I'm gonna get more though, because they're so cute. Yeah, I'm just gonna finish doing my eyes, and I'm gonna mix these two colors, this one and this one, this one and this one. I'm going to show you guys kind of like an eyeliner tutorial, not really, because I don't know how this is going to come out, but I'm going to show you guys how I do my eyeliner. So what I do, okay, let me try. So I like to draw the wing first. That's easiest for me. I don't know like what, but I'm just gonna show you guys how I do it. So I draw the line first. I like my eyeliner dramatic. Well, it depends, but for the most part, I like my eyeliner to be very dramatic. So I draw the line like probably like this. I'll probably make it longer like later on. And then I don't like from the tip, I don't drag it down. I don't do it from the tip. Don't like pull it down because that's going to look not so clean. But like right here, I just drag it in. Like I said, I like my eyeliner thick, so. And I just kind of like fill it in. Okay, now I'm gonna clean the wing, like the tip of the wing with concealer. I just get a brush like this and just get a little bit of concealer on my hand. So this is the final look. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.